Okay, good Sunday morning. Welcome to the Sports Talk with kerry, wehmeyer show for Sunday, August 30th. We're going to be going over today's news headlines today. So we're all live on Facebook, YouTube, and Sportscaster. So we are live today. So let's go ahead and send our links over, and then we'll do our news headlines. Roll this in. Everything's in. So let's begin. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Switch over to this one. Okay, let's switch this over and begin switch outs. Let's do the Saints training camp reports. We'll have that from yesterday, so we'll go ahead and switch that up. I'll do that first. Okay, Saints training camp reports. We'll have Sean Payton, Will Lutz, and David Omega on Sheldon Rankins. So let's begin our Saints training camp updates.
Sean, can you talk us through some of the situations you wanted to see tonight and also just what you thought overall of the work in the dome?
Look, I thought it was a pretty crisp practice. We handled a few things. I mean, from the very beginning, just our pregame stretch and warm-up routine. It's the first time for a number of these guys going through that. But then it was more than just a warm-up. We got situationally a handful of 7-on-7 reps. And then team-wise, we got first and second down, third down, and some red zone work. Kickers and punters got here early just to, get a chance to kick and punt. I thought the surface, I think we're further along. There was a couple of years where you come out here and it was a little sticky, a little thick, and I felt tonight was as good as it's been for the first night we've been on it. Every year there's a new surface that's laid down, and I thought tonight was really good.
John, you had Janoris Jenkins for the last couple of games at the end of the season last year. With Janoris Jenkins, did you see a difference in him from when you had him at the end of last year to now? Is there some kind of comfort level that sort of helps him? Do you see a difference in him?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think he's further along in the scheme. That would be fair to say. He's a veteran player, and he's one of those guys that plays with good football instincts. He's got tremendous ball skills. But I think more than anything, just the experience of having been with our team now and now going into his second season.
John, the kickers and the punters got in early to get some work. Let's talk about Will Lutz's development and how he's come along, as a pro.
Yeah, look, he's been real steady for us. He's got real good leg strength. We like his get-off times. I think that operation, knock on wood, has been pretty smooth. So I know that, he's someone that, works just like Thomas does, spends a lot of time in the off season at his craft. And, he's been a real good player for us. And I'm glad we've gotten him, especially at a young age.
John, did anything dawn on you being in this building tonight that, man, this is what a game is going to feel like with nobody in the stands? And to follow that up, what is your biggest either concern or biggest thing you think you're going to have to make sure you overcome because of that?
Well, I think this, Mike, we've been here and practiced here before with no fans. I told the team afterwards, look, I don't know exactly what it's going to feel like on game day. I can't control that. We can't control that. What we can control is our energy and our execution when it comes to playing. Will it be different? Certainly it will be. But I think in a season like this, you spend more time, you try to spend more time on the things that you can control as opposed to the things you can't. So I think that'll be a little bit of getting used to for every team in this league. And, again, you're lining up and still playing a sport you love. And I think the broadcast will be able to pipe in the acoustics that they need to. And so I don't think it'll be that noticeable for the fan watching on television.
Sean, on the coaching side, have you guys done anything to prepare contingencies and play calling in case something happens to one of you guys and someone has to step in?
Well, we've discussed it. We actually haven't practiced it. Hopefully, we don't face that situation, and yet we have to understand that it could arise. So the one thing I mentioned to our team is we're at that point in training camp now, tomorrow's Sunday, where a true positive test, not a false positive, but a true positive test puts a player and coach in jeopardy for that opening game. And so I think it's important for everyone to understand that.
Hey, Sean, to follow up on Nick's question, have y'all considered at all how you might deploy your assistant coaches differently just as a precaution during games? All we can do is
Yeah, a couple things along that line. First off, with the league protocol, we're going to be limited as to how many we can have in the box relative to the square footage in the box. So we'll have to make an adjustment or two there. Then it really comes down to, your play caller, Dennis, myself, Pete, whoever's involved in calling the plays. I think that change would be the most, the most dramatic or substantial.
Sean, has Alvin Kamara's absence been injury related, even if you don't want to give specifics?
Yeah, I don't right now at this time. And the same with Malcolm. I think there's a few players, a handful that didn't go tonight.
John, as far as Drew's arm strength and touch on the ball, have these last few practices maybe been the best he's looked in training camp to that regard so far? I was wondering your assessment of that.
Look, that's a fair question. I thought he was sharp tonight. I thought we were overall as a practice pretty sharp tonight on both sides of the ball. I don't know specifically how I would evaluate one practice versus the other. I think his decision making has been on point. We've tinkered with a few new concepts, but he's in really good shape. And at times I've seen him get the ball down the field, maybe noticeably a little different than a year ago or 2 years ago. But I like the way the ball's coming out. I think it's coming out on time and obviously to the right person in the right location. That's one of the great strengths of his.
I asked that just because I thought you had really nice deep passes today, but I didn't want to take.
I think there were a couple throws tonight. He had the one where he slipped that kind of went into the air about 20 feet. So we're not talking about that one, but yeah, I think he's had a few this last week and tonight. I think there were a couple that I can think of.
Today's the 15-year anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, and y'all are, practicing in here. Did you reflect on that at all today?
I did not. I probably should have. I felt like there was a period of time where there were so many players on our roster that were a part of that time. I came, the January after. I was in Dallas during that August. But I did not bring it up, and I think I don't think Brian Young is here. There's a few people that are part of what we're doing right now that we're here and part of that that challenge, and but probably not enough.
Sean, is there anything? I think I know the answer to this question, but you signed a couple of defensive ends. Is there anything you can elaborate as to if that means anything for Marcus Davenport or any of your players?
No. Look, I think our objective was we signed a linebacker today, a defensive end today, and for us, we got a little bit of time here before our cut downs to look at some other players, and that was really the main goal. So we'll see how it unfolds. A few of these guys we've seen before. Whether in a practice environment with the Chargers. So it's really more of a chance to look at our depth and look at potential players that, if they're not active roster players, maybe they're practice squad candidates. All right, thank you guys.
All right, next one we'll go over to as Will Lutz. Switch that over.
Kicking an empty dome, did you get a chance to kind of just get a sense for what that's going to be like for you this year, just at tonight's practice?
Yeah, I mean, you know, every day is quiet during field goal period. There's not much going on, so it's normal in that sense. But when you're in this big empty, 70,000 whatnot seat stadium, the ball sounds a little different coming off your foot. You hear the echo. You can hear people talking. Um, so it's definitely different. It's a lot better having 75,000 hoodats yelling at you, but we're getting used to it.
I'm not trying to like talk smack on Georgia State here, but I mean you played in the Georgia Dome. It's a really big venue for.
Oh, I know what you're about to say.
Yeah, look, I've covered a game there. There wasn't anybody there. You could hear everything going on.
Yeah, I could hear my mom yelling for me. So, yes, I mean at least I have that going for me. But at the end of the day, I mean I'm not the only one going through it. Every kicker in this league is dealing with it. So, it's a constant, and everyone's got to find a way to deal with it.
So, like Craig was saying, sorry, my dog's going crazy there. Craig Robertson was I saw him like out taunting you at practice the other day, and he was like trying to like get in your ear with kicks. Are you kind of anticipating a little bit more of that just because it's going to be quiet there? And
yeah, I asked those guys to do that. I think we have to find a way to prepare for something
That's
that
from
we don't
Ohio.
really know what's going to happen right now. And I think we don't know if there's going to be crowd noise. We don't know if it's going to be quiet. We don't know how much crowd noise, if any. And so we have to find a way to get better on a daily basis with what we think is going to happen. And so when we're in here with just us and another team, I would assume that every team's going to have tactics to mess with every position on the field. And so without knowing what's going to happen, I'm doing the best thing I can to prepare personally. And those guys want me to be on my A game, so they're going to do whatever they can to have me prepared. So there's no better person to do it than Craig Robertson.
Yeah, for sure. What does this like? What's your normal process when you're going through a kick? I mean, I imagine you're kind of trying to drown out noise, anyways. So does anything really change for you? I guess.
No, not much changes. I mean, obviously, like what I talked about with Craig and some of the guys that I've asked to kind of try to do their best to distract me is I can have 200,000 people screaming at me and it's white noise versus 8 guys screaming at you. Everyone knows it's impossible to drown that out, no matter what you say. So the best I can do is keep going through the motions, going through my setup, not changing what I do. And, in practice every day I lock in and I kick, and it's like next thing you know, I've hit my kicks and practice is over. So I'm pretty good at, getting through my work, zoning everything out. But, in a game, you're not hitting 7 kicks in a row. So, obviously come the first game, we'll figure out how it's going to go.
Specifically on like preparing for this season, that I mean, pretty successful first couple of years in the NFL. Like, what do you try to refine to actually get better, improve from last year to this year?
One thing that Morstead and I both kind of harp on is as soon as you think you've made it, you haven't. And so, obviously we had a great year last year. We had a really good year the year before. And, we're just working to build every year. And, I think we have personal goals, we have team goals. And, my attitude is I've never made it. And, I'm just going to keep working until I've made it, which I never will. So I guess that's as well as I can answer that question is I kind of keep my head down regardless of success or failures, just kind of keep working.
Is there anything specific that you're able to say that you're working on? Are you trying to get on like percentage or distance or?
There's not a specific, right? I think the biggest thing right now is we're trying to make up for lost time. We didn't have those 2 months as a unit to work on our timing. And so right now, I mean, I do feel like we're getting close to hitting stride, but I mean, we're trying to figure out our timing right now and kind of make up for the time that we didn't have in the spring. So, all we can do is keep working together, keep trying to mesh. And so as far as specifics, I mean, I'm trying to put the ball a little more down the middle than last year. I mean, that's, obviously I always want to beat my percentage as the year before, but there's some things that are out of your control. So, I'm working on what I control right now, and hopefully that leads to success.
as myself, Pete, whoever's involved in calling the plays.
All right, that's all.
Okay, David,
Sean, can you
Mega.
talk us through some of the
Wait 1
situations
second.
you wanted to see tonight?
Switch over.
Questions from Rod Walker.
Hey, David, I know you've practiced in the dome before, but what was it like practicing there tonight, knowing that that's what it's going to look like on game day?
It's going to need a little adjustment over time, but I guess we just have to make use of what we got here in the situation going on in the world. So I don't really see it as a problem. It's about just coming out here to win a game every given week.
And what do you think about how much will that affect the defense? I know you all are used to having that, those 70,000 people screaming for you. How much will that affect what you all do? You feel like?
Definitely, that's gonna play a big role because home field advantage. You have your fans behind you. I still don't know how that's gonna feel. Having the fact you're not gonna have fans in the stadium, but I don't know what the rules are gonna be like. If you could, get like fake fan, chants going or whatever. But I guess we just have to work with what we have right now.
Hey, David, what have you seen in Sheldon Rankins, and have you seen him using that spin move a little bit more since he's been back?
Definitely, he's moving smooth. Like I'm sure you all have seen it. He's still the same person, and ain't nothing changed. So it'll be fun, really. Having everyone out there and going at it this year.
Thanks, Sheldon.
One question for me? What's the biggest thing he's taught you? So y'all work together a lot.
We just work together based off, what Ryan teaches, and we kind of just work together. When we do blocks, we give each other simulations. So we give good look to get good look. So.
Okay, once again, that concludes today's Saints training camp updates. We'll have another one maybe tomorrow if we have Saints practice. So let's go over some news headlines here on Sports Talk today. Let's begin with our news headlines. Let's get that up on the screen. Go to the score. I'll have to set that up. Okay, let's put this in. Okay, reports Jaguars are trading Naki to the Vikings. I think he is going to be traded as Yammer Naki will be traded to the Vikings for exchange for a 2021 second round pick and also conditioned 5th rounder. So he did. He was drafted in the 3rd round, 2016. He tallied up 37.5 sacks. Also, he tallied up 14 forced turnovers and also stretch. He had 232 precious ranks. So that's according to PFF. So once again, news coming out of Jacksonville. That's the trade coming in with Yornik Nakui. That's Ngakoue. You can follow. Once again, this is from DScore. Go to dscore.com. We'll switch this out and we'll give you another article. Just a second. So we'll pull up. Pull this one up. Okay, Astros and A's postponed after COVID tests came back positive. This came out a couple of hours ago. This is from Brian McWayne. You can follow him. McWilliams. You can follow him at DScore. That's dscore.com. So Oakland traveling party will self-isolate in Houston after test came back positive. So that's from D-Score. We'll move this out of there, and we'll give you more updates. Okay, Melo plans to be back next season. I think I found a home in Portland, so this is from last night's game. But he had an excellent he had an excellent shooting night last night against the Lakers, but unfortunately the Lakers did win the game. They are moving on to the second round, so once again I think it's imperative to keep Carmelo Anthony with the Portland Trailblazers. So once again, this is from dscore.com. Go to dscore.com, switch it out, and we'll see what else we'll talk about. Okay, Hamilton uncontested in dominance in the Belgium GP victory, so he gets a victory in that Grand F1 Formula One racing. So once again, congratulations to Lewis Hampton for winning in that Belgian Grand Prix to clinch his 89th career victory. So once again, congratulations to him. So once again, this is from dscore.com. Go to dscore.com. What else we'll talk about? Okay, once again, Lakers does advance to the second round. Okay, Lakers advanced to the second round last night by 122 victory. So last night was an excellent game. Last night, both LeBron James and Anthony Davis was both of the leading scorers. Davis had 43 points. He went 14 of 18. And then LeBron's at 36 points. He had 10 rebounds, 10 assists. So he had some triple doubles last night. So like I said, this Lakers team's absolutely on fire. But they were absolutely stifling the Trailblazers. I'll be honest with you. They were just knocking down shots all night long. They were knocking down shots. So I'll be honest with you. The second round is going to be very interesting. Whoever gets the Lakers are going to have to be up to their game. So once again, this is from dscore.com. Go to dscore.com and see what else we'll talk about. Go right in. Okay, Lionel Messi. La Liga confirms Messi's $7 million release cause to be met. So that's so he will leave. Looks like he's going to be leaving Barcelona to go to another team. So that's going to happen sooner or later with Lionel Messi. So once again, this is from dscore.com. Go to dscore.com. And see what else we'll talk about today. What's up? Okay, A-Rod connects to ex-Astro general manager Lunau. Looks like they're going to kill the Mets deals. So A-Rod now dead bid on the New York Mets. So whoever buys the New York Mets is going to have to come up with some good money, because look, I'm pretty sure there are going to be a lot of bidders out there that's going to want to buy the New York Mets. So that's going to be going down the pipeline soon. So once again, this is from dscore.com. Go to dscore.com for more details. Okay, is this Derek Carr's final chance with the Raiders? I'm kind of lyrical about Derek Carr's final chances with the Las Vegas Raiders now. I'm pretty sure it most likely will be set in stone. So Derek Carr had 55 losses, the second most ever as a quarterback in the league. So I look at it this way. If he can improve on his numbers, he can get better. But if he doesn't, it most likely will be his last chance. So Carr's average 4.9 air yards per completion in 2019. So that's kind of low right there. So all these informations provided by so once again, this is from dscore.com. Go to dscore.com. Okay, Bennett All says Flyers top end guy must improve after game 3 loss. So that's what he's saying. That's the coach for the Philadelphia Flyers. So I think they should improve. So they boasted their 7th most prolific offense on a regular season basis. So this critical game 4 will be Sunday night. So with the Philadelphia Flyers, this is from Sean O'Leary. Follow him at the dscore.com. That's dscore.com. Okay, let's pull this up. Okay, last night UFC went on. Alexander Rankins defeated Anthony Smith in an unanimous decision, 30-26, 30-27, 30-27 in the light heavyweight fight last night on UFC Fight Night. That was at the Apex in Las Vegas. So he did win this decision. Rankins is now 5-1 in the octagon since he made his debut back in 2017. So that's excellent victory for this individual. Once again, this is from dscore.com. Go to dscore.com. Okay, Rockets did win their game last night, 114-80. It was an absolute blowout. They were just absolutely making shots. James Harden last night had 31 points. Westbrook came back from injury. He had 7 in the game. So I look at it this way. This is going to be a very interesting series going out for the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. To be honest with you, to say the least. Game 6 will be tomorrow night, so hopefully they can close out their series with the Thunder. So once again, this is from the Associated Press. Go to the Associated Press on share screen. Okay, who y'all got previewing the Eastern Conference second round final? Heat versus Bucks. That's going to probably be Heat in 6. They got Heat in 6, so I think the Heat will win in 6 against the Milwaukee Bucks. Wolfhound has Bucks in 7, so that's one. Probably going to go with the Milwaukee Bucks. Also, the Series X founder, Miami Shooting, that's probably going to be there. And also their zone defense. That's going to be the excellent keys to those games. Now, the Raptors and Celtics, the Raptors in 7. One of them has the Raptors in 7. Raptors in 6. In the Series X factors is going to be Marcus Smart. If he has an effective shooting night, he hits 34%. He 6.6% attempts of their games. Also, the Raptors depth, that's going to be the biggest key to the factors right there in those Eastern Conference second round series between Miami and Milwaukee and Boston and Toronto. So those conferences second round finals will begin this week for Eastern Conference. Once again, this from dscore.com. Go to dscore.com. Okay, let's give you a video. This is from Cover 3 podcast. Austin. This is from last night's Austin Peay and Central Arkansas game. We'll give you we'll show you the highlights of that game. That switched over. Give me 1 second to give it those highlights. So we'll give you those highlights from yesterday. We'll show you those highlights. This was that was the first play of the game for Austin Peay. That was a nice little pitch out right there. So two co-champions in the Southland Central Arkansas was the Southland Conference co-champion in 2019, and also Austin Peay. This was a good game last night to watch. So once again, in that game, let's give you the final score of that game. I'll give you the final score. Just give you the final score of that football game. Because they was leading 16-10. I'll give you the final score. Let's see if I can give you that final score. I don't know why it's so hard to Scroll this. Negative ad. Okay, Stephen out of Boston went. Central Arkansas wins 24-17. It was a they led 16-10, but they did win 24-17. Was your final score in that game? We'll give it the stats of the game. Let's give it those stats. So this is the recap for the game. Last night they did win 24-17 over Central Arkansas, winning 24-17 last night. Okay, William Byron wins his first career Cup Series championship clinch a playoff berth. So he did win tonight, yesterday. So congratulations to William Byron for winning his first series Cup race. So this is from NASCAR. Follow them at dscore.com. That's dscore.com. NASCAR coverage. Okay, let's put this in. Okay, Trevor Rosenthal to the Padres for exchange for Edward Olivers. So he's going to be traded. Rosenthal, 30 years old. He had an ERA of 3.29. He also had 21 strikeouts in over 13 and a half innings of work. The veteran hurler had a 13.50 ERA in 22 games for the Washington Nationals. He also played with the Detroit Tigers. Olivers had a 176 batting average, 222 on-base percentage and slugging percentage of 294, so he wasn't hitting the ball effectively with the San Diego Padres. So that's a pretty good trade right there. Trevor Rosenthal goes to the San Diego Padres for a change of Ed Olivers. So that was announced on Saturday. Once again, this is from dscore.com. Go to dscore.com. Okay, Rivera lands Alex Smith for a very big step. Quarterback joining full team work. So Alex Smith back on the field after having a serious leg injury and also had surgery that almost cost him his life. So Smith took 3 snaps in 11 on 11 red zone drills. He had 2 plays. He had a 5-yard pass play to running back J.D. McKisser. So he looks pretty good. Alex Smith coming back from his injury. So once again, this is from dscore.com. Go to dscore.com. Okay, Nagy won't announce Bears starting quarterback before the season opens, so that's coming out of Bears camp, so he won't be announcing. Trubisky posted an 8-7 record. He threw for 3,138 yards, 17 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, so probably won't announce those the starter for week 1 before the season. So once again, this is from dscore.com. Go to dscore.com. So that's headlines on score.com. Let's go to ESPN, see what's happening on ESPN. Switch this out and go to ESPN.com. Okay, Eagles offensive lineman Jason Peters wants to move back to left tackle, so he's most likely going to be moved back to left tackle. This is from Tim McManus. You can reach him at ESPN. That's ESPN.com. So this is articles I'm showing you right here from ESPN. Let's play this video.
Number 5, and look at the top of the sports section for the Philadelphia Inquirer. It says Peters wants more to play tackle, and that's exactly what I'm hearing from my sources, is that he wants a pay bump in order to move from right guard over to the left side. That is not a great position for Wentz to be in right now, with a lot of uncertainty. Guys like Jordan Mailata, who are in the rotation at tackle, they need Peters on that left side, so they need to get this resolved very soon, because Wentz has not finished the season healthy and on his own terms in 3 seasons.
Yeah. So he wants a pay raise. He definitely wants a pay raise to be moved to left tackle. So once again, this is from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. See what else we have. Okay, Ohio State defensive tackle Haskin Garrett is stable condition after being shot. So the incident occurred at 12:28 Eastern time. That's in the Eastern time zone, 11:28 in the Central time zone. So officers found blood in the street and one shell casing on the scene. Officers followed a trail of blood 2 blocks where Garrett was found. Columbus Police Department hasn't released information on the suspect's name. Garrett is a senior playing with Ohio State. He tallied up 10 total tackles. He had 2.5 tackles for loss last year, so hopefully he will recover. That's an unfortunate situation that happened with Haskin Garrett. He got shot on the Sunday. There was a Sunday morning. That was at 12:28 in the morning. So once again, that's from ESPN. Go to ESPN.com. All right. Playoff debuts. East favorites. This is from once again. This is from they're talking about it as well. The East favorites between the Raptors and the Celtics. That game will begin today at noon. It'll be on ESPN, and also Mavericks and Clippers will begin at 2:30 on ESPN. So both games are going on. We will have the Utah Jazz and Denver Nuggets tonight. I will have that game at 7:30 tonight on Sportscaster. So we will be doing that game. So Raptors, what is your pick? Raptors in 7. One says Raptors in 6. Woodward says Celtics in 6. Snelling says Raptors in 7. In 7. Pellington says Raptors in 7. Now for the Bucks game, we'll give you those Bucks picks. Have the playoffs changed your view of who will win the NBA title? Bontemps, no. Playoffs have changed my views, so that's Woodward. Lopez, not yet. Snelling, not coming. And then Pelton, playoffs haven't changed my pick. Clippers looks like they're going to win it. So once again, thanks for joining us, Joe. From Beyond the Ball Sports. Oh shit! Oh shit! Okay, the games today. Clippers and Raptors, game 1. That will begin at 12, just in a few moments. At 2:30, game 6 of the Western Conference playoffs, Clippers and Mavericks, and then also game 6 of Utah and Denver. That will begin at 7:30 p.m. tonight. I will have that game for you. Okay, let's go to the MLB schedule. Send them. Okay, MLB schedule as followed. New games. Mets and Yankees game 1 doubleheader. Cubs and Reds at 12:10, so they'll be out at Cincinnati. Also, Twins and Tigers that'll begin at 12:10 as well. 12:10. Marlins and Rays at 12:10. Also 12:35. Boston and Washington that'll be out at Boston. 1:10 will be the White Sox taking on the Royals. Brewers taking on the Pirates. It'll be at 1:10. 1:15 Cardinals and Indians. Rangers and Dodgers will begin at 1:35. Also at 2:07 Central Time will be Toronto and Baltimore. That will be in Buffalo, not in Toronto. Unfortunately, they cannot go back to Toronto. The city government in Toronto don't want them back. They're probably going to have due to coronavirus. Colorado and San Diego, Arizona and San Francisco will begin at 3 o'clock. Also at 3:05, game 2 from August 22nd, Mets and Yankees. Also at 3:10 will be the Angels and Mariners. 6 o'clock Central Time will be the Braves and Phillies. That'll be at 6 o'clock on ESPN. Also postponed will be Oakland and Houston. That's the MLB schedule. Okay, let's give you the WNBA schedule for today. We'll give you a WNBA schedule. Pull that up. Okay, scores. Okay, games going on today. Connecticut versus Washington. That'll be at 3 p.m. Also, Phoenix versus Minnesota. That'll be at 5 p.m. all out at IMG. Also, Atlanta taking on LA. That'll be at 3 p.m. Central Time, the Central Time Zone. Okay, let's pull up the NHL. I'm going to pull up the NHL in just a second. Real sick. NHL will pull up those scores, games in progress. Okay, games in progress today on Sunday. Dallas versus Colorado. They'll be at 5 p.m. That'll be on NBC SN. That'll be game 4 of the Western Conference playoffs. Also, in the Eastern Conference playoffs will be New York taking on Philadelphia. That's game 4. New York leads 2-1. Also, Las Vegas taking on Vancouver. That'll be at 9:30 out in Vancouver. That is going to be game 4. Then Vancouver, Vegas leads 2-1. So Vegas leads 2-1 in the series. Okay, let's see. Okay, golf. We'll give you some golf updates. Let's go ahead and see if we got any golf updates. As of right now, we'll give you some golf updates for the championships. It's BMW Championships Round 4 in progress. Okay, the leaderboard as of right now. Dustin Johnson right now 1 on the par. He's tied for first. Also, that's Hideki. Hideki Masao is 1 on the par. He's tied for first. Also, Adam Scott plus 1. Joakim Nealon 1 on the so it's plus 1 for him after 4 rounds, and McKinley Higgins plus 1. Roy McElroy plus 2. Bubba Watson plus 2. Brandon Ty plus 2. Also, Sebastian Munoz plus 2. And Kevin Kistner plus 2. And John Raines plus 2. And Leto Griffin plus 3. And then Russell Henley plus 3. So that's going on right now in the round 4 of the BMW Championships out at Olympics Field, Illinois. That is at the Olympics Fields Country Club. So look at, we're at 53 minutes. Let's see if we can pull this up. Okay, let's see. We'll go to Yahoo Sports. We'll go to the Yahoo Sports section. Just pull this section up. Okay. Celtics, Jaylen Brown says he is skeptical NBA owners will follow through with their pledge. So this is but Jaylen Brown. I'll play the video clip for you. I'm going to play the clip for you.
Things that you're fighting for. I'm not sure. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself, and I am not sure. I'm not as confident as I would like to be. I would say that. I think that promises are made year after year. We've heard a lot of these terms and these words before. We heard them in 2014, reform, and we're still hearing them now. You know, a lot of these are just reshaping the same ideas, and nothing is actually taking place. You know, long-term goals are one thing, but I think there's stuff in our wheelhouse as athletes and our resources and the people that we're connected to that short-term effect is possible as well. Everybody keeps saying that change is going to take this and change is going to keep that. And that's like the incrementalism idea that keeps stringing you along to make you feel like something's going to happen. Ain't nothing happening. People were dying in 2014 and it's 2020 and people are still dying the same way. And they keep saying reform, and ain't nothing being reformed. So I'm not as confident as I would like to be. I hear these words that are being said, but, you know, like I said, we pulled out all the stops. There's nothing more that really could be done. To be honest, here as athletes in the NBA, I think the NBA did a good job initially, you know, about putting Black Lives Matter on the court. Our jerseys have a message behind them, TV, timeouts. We've done a numerous amount of videos, and it's still not enough.
Yes, I think they should hold these NBA owners' feet to the fire because what? They have to have change. They absolutely have to have change because what? If you don't keep their feet to the fire, guess what? They're going to wiggle out those situations. They're going to find ways to get out of the situation. So I think the NBA players have to continue to keep their feet to the fire. You have to force change. You have to do it. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You have to force change. You have to do it. So once again, this is from Yahoo Sports. Go to yahoosports.com for more information. Get this switched out. Okay, some NBA players remain of owners' commitment to social injustice initiatives. That's what we just talked about a few minutes ago. Like I said, yeah. So this is from Chris Hayes. You can follow him at Yahoo Sports. That's yahoosports.com. Okay, Pete Carroll urges white people to learn America's real history. Black people, real history. Black people can't scream anymore. So this is what Pete Carroll said in this article right here. So in Saturday's news conference, Pete Carroll said a little different than usual. For starters, no practice to discuss. Pete Carroll has given his team a day off. No question, just 15 minutes. Carroll addressed the cameras discussing the dominance of sports and racial inequality. Over the course of his speech, Carroll urged his coaches to press, or urges his coaching peers to uncomfortably have a talk about this. So I'm going to say this. Pete Carroll is absolutely correct on this situation. So let's go ahead and play this video for you.
There's only one way to do this, really. You got to do it by caring. You have to care so much and show the love for the people that deserve every bit of the rights to be treated equally and treated fairly and treated straight up and honestly so they can get in their car and go to the store and feel safe getting out from the parking lot and going in because they don't feel like that right now. That's not the truth. And white people don't understand that. Keep listening and watch. They are not able to be fearless. They're not able to be like you are. And they just want to be like you. They just want to have the freedom in the comfort and the security of living a good life and loving through all of their families. Finally, I would say it's the inspiration from the players. We need to listen to them. They've got wisdom and they've got power, and they're just sensing what they're able to do and capable of doing, and we need to hear them.
Yes, absolutely. He hit it right on the money. We should listen to these players because look, these black players that are playing with the NFL, look, they make up the 13% of the NFL players that's playing in the NFL. I mean, they have a lot of black players, but the truth of the matter is the racial inequality continues in this country. So we have to have these uncomfortable conversations because look, that's going to open some eyes, folks. That's going to absolutely 99% open some eyes in society. But the truth of the matter is, once we have racial inequality in this country, we will not change. We have to force change. That's one thing we have to continue to do. I mean, I don't want to turn this into a political show. I never did, and I never will. But like I said, with these athletes taking a stand, yes, we're going to get change done. But it doesn't, like I said, only depend on the athletes. It depends on all of us. It's all of us that has to come together and demand change. So once again, this is from Yahoo Sports. Go to Yahoo Sports. Okay, what else we'll talk about? Okay, let's go ahead and talk about Brian Urlacher's comments. Brian Urlacher, former teammate of response to Brian Urlacher's comments. Linebacker Brian Urlacher came under scrutiny Thursday for his recent activities on Instagram following the shooting of Jacob Blake in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Many fans and media members had immediate thoughts for his former teammate and former team speaking his mind on the matter. He posted an image criticizing NBA players for participating in playoffs compared to a walkout former Green Bay Packer Brett Favre playing through grief of the loss of his father back in 2003 and then 2018 Hall of Fame inductee showing a picture of in support of Kyle Rittenhouse, a 17-year-old that was accused of carrying a gun. Look, Brian Urlacher, I'll be honest with you, what he did was absolutely wrong. He was absolutely wrong in this situation because look, when he shows a picture of that young man that had that AR-15 mowing down those people, what? He's showing his true racist colors. So I think does Brian Urlacher deserve the criticism? Yes, he does. Because look, that is uncalled for what he did. Look, he needs to take a walk in those individual shoes that's in black people, white people, black Hispanics and stuff like that. He needs to take a walk in their shoes. But when it goes to show you, people see the sports talk media, they're going to just sit there and agree with this guy because he just it's a darling to those people. So I don't, once again, agree with what he said. I really don't. So once again, this is from Yahoo Sports. This is his it's for this is what Brian Urlacher said, referring to Brett Favre. His dad died. He threw for 4 touchdowns. NBA players boycotting playoffs. A dude reaches for a knife, wanted on felony charges, and shot by police. Look, he's got to understand. Look, Brian Urlacher, when he said something stupid, he's going to get criticized 99% of the time. He's definitely going to get criticized. I think he was out of line when he said that. I think it was absolutely out of line. So I'll be honest with you, I don't feel a bit sorry for Brian Urlacher. I really don't. So once again, this is from Yahoo Sports. This is the picture that he shows of this young man right here. This young man with the AR-15. That was uncalled for what he did. That was absolutely 99% uncalled for Brian Urlacher to do that. Because like I said, when you post something on social media, people will respond, and they will not respond in a nice way. I mean, some of the people will, some of the people won't. So once again, this is from Yahoo Sports. Go to Yahoo Sports on the internet. Okay, let's go over to Joe Burrow even winning over Colin Cowherd thanks to Baker Mayfield. So Joe Burrow, look, I don't really give a damn what Colin Cowherd say. Joe Burrow is going to be a good quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals before long. So I think he's going to do some good things with the Bengals. So once again, this is from Yahoo Sports. Go to Yahoo Sports on the internet. Okay, 3 fantasy football draft strategy to help you build a winning team this season. That's draft strategies. I'm talking about these draft analysts, Andy, Liz Lauren, and Matt Hamill will give you those draft. And also listen to their podcast. You can take notes from those individuals. So once again, this is from Yahoo Sports. Go to Yahoo Sports. So we'll wrap this up. Okay, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Okay, once again, thanks for joining us for this Sunday morning edition, now afternoon, Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer show. We'll be back later with the Denver Nuggets and Utah Jazz. That will be 7:30 p.m. We'll have that game for you on Sportscaster. That'll be tonight. And then Monday, we'll probably have another basketball game for you on Monday. So once again, thanks for joining us. We'll be back later. Like, share, and follow Sports Talk with Kerry Wehmeyer Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Kerry.Wehmeyer.75. Also follow me on Twitter at Talk Kerry, TalkKerry. Also, you can follow me on YouTube. This is the last day of YouTube. We will not be on YouTube on Monday. We'll be on Twitter on Monday. So we'll be back on Twitter. Also, you can follow me on the Tumblr page. That is the official blog and site of Sports Talk. Also, you can follow me on the flagship of Sports Talk and also play-by-play center for sports LSU Tulane. We will have LSU football once it starts on September 26th, and also we'll have Tulane football, which is will be on September 12th against South Alabama. Also, we'll do high school football this year. You can follow me at sportscaster.com/KLW. That's sportscaster.com/KLW. Also, you can follow me on the Twitch channel. We'll be back there in a couple of weeks. Follow me at KLW197825. Also, follow me on Instagram at Sports Talk 2505. And also follow me on Skype. You can Skype me anytime. I'll send you, just send me your information. I'll put you in the contacts list. Also, you can email me anytime at kerry.wehmeyer, that's KERRY, at yahoo.com. So once again, everybody have a good rest of your Sunday afternoon. And we'll be back later with Lakers. We had them last night. Utah Jazz and Denver Nuggets. Once again, everybody have a good rest of your Sunday. We'll be back later.